So it's funny, I was driving RC cars like this since I was a kid. So I've been driving EVs since I was a kid. You can't get me excited these days about driving a fun EV, but the Mini SE is apparently going to change my mind. Let's take a look around the Mini SE Resolute Edition. So what actually is different? This thing is exactly like the Mini SE that we sort of reviewed, well, Adam reviewed last year. So you do get, okay, Rebel Green body color, you do get this Resolute bronze accents. You get this on the headlight surround, you get the stripes, you get the piano black accents in the grille, and that's about it. Some Resolute badges. Yeah. And then you also get the wheels. These are 17-inch electric collection spoke wheels. It used to be called Corona, but not anymore. Okay, some specs, some numbers. This car has a single motor up front, okay? Don't be fooled by the beauty cover. There's no engine, only electric motor. 181 PS and 270 Newton meters of torque. All good, but it's powered by a 32 kilowatt hour battery, which doesn't have a lot of range. How much? Well, it tells you it has up to 232 km of range, which is okay. But look, I'm actually about 80% on my battery left, okay? But the car tells me, see? 80%, but I only have 116 kilometers until I have to charge again. That's not very reassuring, is it? So if you ever forget what kind of edition Mini you're in, it'll tell you Resolute over here. Otherwise, it's a very mini 3-door interior. Very compact, very nice, very funky. Especially these seats, which are fabricated leather. They match this car perfectly with the green and the yellow and everything else. Otherwise, sunroof, panoramic sunroof, Harman Kardon stereo, premium interior.
Looking for a smarter way to finance with great flexibility? There's a solution for you. Enjoy great savings with variable rate for your green car with RHB Vehicle Financing. Want to know more? Visit RHB's website to check out the attractive benefits of RHB Vehicle Financing, be it for your hybrid, EV, brand new or used car.
So, based on a 3-door, right? No rear doors, no electric seats either. So to get the back, gotta do some moving around. Okay, not the most graceful entry into a car, but you know what? Behind here, space for 2 more passengers, and it's actually quite okay. I could live with it. But we all know it is about the drive, guys. This is a Mini. This is supposed to be the very, very most fun EV to drive. Or so my colleague, Adam, tells me, because he drove the regular version, not the Resolute Edition version of this, which is the same car, really, mechanically, technically, and everything. He said, dude, you gotta drive the Mini SE. It's so fun to drive. And the thing is, I'm not really the kind of guy that gets excited about EVs. Not the kind of guy that can be convinced that a car is fun to drive. There are a few cars these days that excite me. They can go like, yeah, I'm looking forward to drive that car. Very few cars do it for me. You know, petrol powered, diesel powered, or even electric powered. So when he told me like, yeah, it's gonna change your mind, bro. Mini SE is gonna do it. I was like, nah. All right, let me put that to the test. Here we are with the Mini SE Resolute Edition. 181 PS, 217 Newton meters. But of course, it's electric, so it's instantaneous. There's no waiting around for some 4-cylinder turbo. You just go. You just go. So it's like being in a little RC car. Again, it comes down to that kid feeling. Oh. Mini just took a normal Cooper S 3-door and basically carved up the floor, chucked in as much battery as it could, and replaced the normal engine with the E-motor, which is actually offering about the same performance in terms of, like, you know, this horsepower and torque. And the result is really something of a driver's car. I'm in green mode, guys. I'm going to switch over to Sport. There we go. So what does that do? I'm pretty sure this doesn't have adaptive damper, so it just sharpens up the throttle pedal, gives me more grunt with, oh boy, there's torque steer. Brakes, very positive, quite strong. the thing is, you don't really need the brakes that much. This one can handle so much sort of aggression and momentum into a corner. It doesn't really want to understeer that much. It gives you a little bit. If you kind of adjust at mid-corner, it gives you some understeer, so you can kind of modulate how much steering angle you want to compensate with. But beyond that, it's really just flat. Wow. It takes a lot to actually get me excited about driving an EV, but this does. This gets your blood flowing. It feels good. It's a fun car to drive. You get wheel spin because it can't handle all that instantaneous 270 Newton meters of torque. Just wants to get going. Oh, I can really chuck it around. My God. Oh. Throw it. Oh, was that oversteer? Oh, okay, understeer. Oh, find the grip. Woo! Ah, brakes are good again. Woo! Ah, go-kart. Throw it into the corner. Throw it. Exhale. 207,000 ringgit. Was that right? Did I get that right? 207,000 ringgit. That's a lot of money. But it's so fun. It's a Mini. It drives like a Mini. It drives like a Cooper S. It drives better than the usual Cooper S. And you know, it's zero emissions, so it can feel good. You can feel all tingly and warm inside, like you're saving the planet. So that's good if you want to do that. This is very, very fun. So I woke up this morning with a full charge. Okay, this car was fully charged when I got into it in the morning, and it said 170 kilometers of range, even though it should say 232, I think, WLTP. That's what it's rated for, the maximum range. But for whatever reason, you don't get that. I've never seen this car state, even when I'm in green plus mode, state that it can do over 200 kilometers. It's not very confidence inspiring. When you step into a car and you have more to do today, you know, you got to jump around, you have a few appointments, maybe across town, this may not be the car for you. I mean, it might do it. It might do all those things in one day with charge to spare. But would you take the chance? Would you risk being stranded? Would you risk being without charge? As a weekend toy, ooh, it does have a lot of potential. Yeah. But for a weekend toy, let me just put it back down to green mode. For a weekend toy, you know, I stay in KL. If I have a weekend toy, which I don't, if I had a weekend toy, I would have to go out of town, right? I have to go a little bit out of town to access some nice curvy roads, like maybe the one I'm on now. And then I go to wherever I'm going to enjoy myself, right? And then I drive hard, which is going to take up a lot of battery power. And then I expect to drive back, taking up more battery power, range that I might not have. So that begs the question, you know, if this is such a good weekend toy, and it is, but it's flawed because I can't get to where I want to have fun. Nobody has, you know, curved, wonderful, curvy, exciting roads to drive on in their backyard, but then also expect to have great charging infrastructure. Those two things don't mix. But if you want a around town car, I mean, this will do it and do it well. But then you're kind of wasting all that potential, all that fun factor. Because if all you're gonna do is use this to get around town, work and back, you know, get some groceries. The boot isn't very big. Get some groceries. Then a lot of other EVs, a lot of other cars can do that for you much more cheaply. I've always imagined I was a kid, what would it be like just to drive, because I couldn't drive when I was a kid, obviously. All I had were my RC cars. And I was wondering what it would be like to just hop into the seat of that. Couldn't I have a gigantic version of my RC car, and this is kind of it. And this is what I want my RC car to be. Fun and involving. Still though, 207,000 ringgit. There's nothing else in the market like it, let me tell you. Okay, an EV that is this fun and engaging to drive doesn't really exist, because they're all very heavy, they're all very big, because they want to have a big battery. This has a small battery, meaning it's fun to drive, but it's also not going to have a lot of range. That's the paradox, I guess. Is it worth it? I don't know, you guys tell me in the comments below. I could use a weekend car.